That is a legal weapon
to purchase
in this country.
To fire it costs.
What would it cost me?
These run anywhere from $25,000 to $45,000.
Why would any civilian need one of these?
This is an investment.
Welcome back to AMTV News. I'm your anchor, Topher Morrison. It's Wednesday, February 6, 2013. Well, they came out with debunking 18 pro-gun myths, huh? Walter Bragman of the Huffington Post waded into our little national conversation yesterday, boasting he triumphantly debunked 18 pro-gun myths. Well, welcome to the Thunderdome! I posted the link at amtvmedia.com, but I'll cover a few big ones here. More guns don't equal less crime. And he covers the UK as well. Bragman concedes the UK is the most violent place in the world. His words, not mine. But he says at least they're not being killed by guns. Rather, he offers paint chips and lead-based petrol for fueling the carnage. True story. He also claims since the 1970s, violent crime has gone down with gun ownership. Not exactly true. Gun ownership has waned by 10%, while violent crime is down 75%, according to FBI numbers. A correlation, but a pretty weak one. Bragman claims the South is most heavily armed and most violent. He's right about one thing: they are heavier. Also closer to drug conduits, poorer and less educated than the rest of the country. We call this, in the formal logic world, a spurious argument. Number 2, bigger the government, the safer. Driving to the heart of the biggest argument in favor of gun rights to defend against government tyranny, Bragman laid this down. Quote, "What most people don't realize is that the size of government is actually a check on its power rather than a sign of it. It is true that as the government grows, so too does the number of regulations. But the more people means the more competition, and the more competition means the more security. So bureaucratic competition means security." I'll let this one stand on its own, but hey, at least he didn't say more prosperity. Number 3, guns versus cars and other inanimates. Bragman admits vehicles kill more Americans every year, but addresses the fact that automobiles have a purpose other than killing. The problem is they're more efficient at it than guns. In America, there is one gun for every man, woman, and child, essentially 350 million, while there are only about 250 million registered vehicles. Also, 5-gallon water buckets, believe it or not, have been quite the menace, and hammers have been held responsible for a shocking number of deaths. If it is a utilitarian argument you're looking for, guns are a marginal source of death in this country. Time spent regulating something else other than a constitutional right is time better spent. Number 4, apparently there's a limit to our rights. He pulls Antonin Scalia into the argument, ostensibly a very conservative justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. Last year on Fox News Sunday, he said, quote, "There are limitations that can be imposed." He went on, however, to 2 important clarifications. Quote, "It will have to be decided in future cases." And 2, the Second Amendment doesn't apply to arms that cannot be hand carried. No one in America, except for a couple of you out there, is advocating for handheld tactical nuclear weapons. The 150 weapons laid out by Diane, fine with taking your guns away, Stein, are. Capturing every corner of the alternative media, watch AMTV News Monday through Friday. Follow me on Twitter at AMTV News and like us on Facebook at Greenwave TV. For more videos like these and source material, visit amtvmedia.com, home of the AMTV network, the voice of independence.